Okay, so I'm signed into my daughter's. She's already marked all of her stuff as complete, and I think that I also completed them out for her. So this is the grade book. This will tell you all of the classes. I know, I'm horrible at sitting still. So this shows you all of their classes and what their overall score is for that. This right here shows you how many lessons they've completed for that class so far. If you click on, we'll say, we'll show science since she has a D in science. And I'll show you how I handle that. So if you click on it, it shows you all the assignments that they have completed with the check mark by it. Over here, it shows you the percentage of their grade that it goes towards. So this is like 6% of the whole class grade, 17% of the whole class grade. And like this one is probably why she has a D, because it's a test and it's 17% of her grade, and she got a 42 because she didn't answer the questions right. But if you click on the numbers, it pulls up the whole test. It also tells you how long it took for them to do the test. Like with my son, sometimes it'll show that he took like 2 seconds to complete it, and that's how I know he didn't even try. There are some where it shows he was working on it for like an hour. So it's just little things like that that I have to get on his case about. The teachers, they can also see how long it took for them to complete an assignment. So, how do I go back? Oh man. See, sometimes I get here and I get confused. I just want to go back. Let me close out and redo it. So I'm going to click on it again. It's going to pull it up. And this shows you, so it looks like she got 8 questions out of 19 correct. You can scroll down and see where the other incorrect ones were. Teacher feedback, click on that. So, like this one, she left the answer blank. I'm going to imagine that it's because she didn't know the answer. So the teacher says, was it a mistake to leave this blank? Please try it again and webmail the teacher with any questions or a revised answer. So everything's kind of different. A lot of the time in the lessons, they will let you know like what you need to do in order to get full points. So in this case, I'm just going to have her go back, re-answer all of these questions that she missed, and send it in a webmail. You can do that several different ways. You can like screenshot it, type in the answers. They can write it down on a piece of paper, take a picture of it, send that in an email. So there's a few ways that they can do that, and they'll accept it. And that obviously tells, like, if she does go back and re-answer those questions, how many points she'll get for answering it the way she answers it. So that's just one, and that shows the test that caused her to get a D in this class. And so usually this is what I'll do. After they're done with the assignments, I'll come through the grade book and figure out which ones are the ones causing them to be behind. As you can see, most of them are like 75% or higher. It was just the one test that is giving her a D. So I understand what you mean by the grades going down, but there's ways to get that back up. And then, so with the message boards, there's different ways you can access the message boards. You won't see this in your parent account. You can only, last year I feel like we could see it in our parent account, but this year I noticed you can only see it in the student account. So you can click on, let's say, we'll go back to science. Okay, and if we scroll down, you'll see unit and lesson on this side. The message boards is where you can learn how to do relearning. So if you just click on the unit or the lesson, this is how we used to do it last year. So sometimes those will pop up. Close out of that. But right here on the side, it shows course tools, backpack. The backpack has stuff for you. You can click through all those. A lot of those don't usually have anything. You can get the glossary out. This one says there's no glossary for it. But right here it shows the message boards. So you can click on that and go to the message boards. And that takes you to the science message board. All things 7th grade. So then you'll just click on the thread and see what they have in there. Right here, it's going to show the teacher's name. Just keep clicking on the links. So now it shows how you can contact her. Welcome to 7th grade. She'll respond. Right here it says click here to go to the message board. Can't find what you're looking for? Try one of these links. So Renaissance testing help, the PE help, current middle school s'more. I don't usually read the newsletters. Sometimes they're helpful, sometimes they're not. A lot of the time it's just going to tell you what kind of stuff you need to get done and completed, but as long as you have all of your work complete, most of the time it's fine. So this one, like right here, I think it shows what they're working on currently. So if you want to go to the message board, you can click on her little link, and then it takes you to her personal page, which I don't really care for that they started doing this. It used to be that you click on it and this is where everything was. And they would have little categories: how to raise your grade, how to retake tests, how to do all that stuff. But now they have like these little personal pages set up and you got to start digging through things, and I don't like it or care for it, but I figured it out. So if you need to book a meeting with your teacher, you can do that. This shows the live lesson room, which I'm not sure why you can't click on that link. Not sure why you can't click on that link, but if that's something that is a problem for you, you can't click on the live lesson link, then reach out to the teacher. But it shows how to do like the Renaissance testing, what they expect from you, the honor code. I don't know, sometimes it looks like you can click on it and then, anyways. Help with the portfolio, raise your grade, study and tips. So basically, if you go to the message board and you click on their link to get to their personal page, they usually have everything that you need to know in there. Looks like she has some little slides on the side. And everybody's is different. Every teacher's is different. Take notes. So, I mean, you could always go and do that. I found it helpful to go to the message boards because that's where you learn like what's important, what's not important. Like I said, I used to stress out about a lot of this last year, but I don't this year because I realized, according to their homeroom teachers last year, as long as they have over 75% of their front grade the one in the main screen. Sorry, I'm still a little bit tired from last night, so if I don't make any sense, I apologize. But as long as, oh, well, see, you can't see it from hers. But the other screen that I showed you with, let's see, I'm going to log out of this one and then log into mine. And I never do this on the computer, so I could just be wrong about all of it. I always just do it from my phone. So right here, it shows me what their overall grade is. As long as these stay at 75% or above, you're fine. Usually, even if it's like this, as long as it's not like that for like the next 2 or 3 weeks, then you should be fine. They also do end of the year, or sorry, not end of the year, end of the month progress reports. So if there is something you're doing wrong, usually they'll let you know in those progress reports what you need to work on to get your grade up. Also toward the end of the month or towards the end of the like semester period, they'll do this thing what's called temporary zeros. So they'll put zeros in all of the assignments that they're running behind on or got low grades on, so that they can go do retakes for that. So instead, yeah, like you said, instead of messaging the teacher all the time, it's probably very helpful just to go to the message boards. There's that little pin right there, and that'll take you straight to the message boards. So you got language arts, math, science, social studies. You can't see this in your parent account. You can only see this in the student account. So we can do, like, we can go to language arts for her. 7th grade language arts, and it's going to be the same thing. Like I said, I don't know why they did that this year, because they used to have everything all on this page, all in Connexus, but now you go to the message board and they'll have you click a link. In case you can't tell, this really annoys me that they did this. And they've got a little personal page, which is, I don't know, I feel like that's too personal for me. I just want them to go to school. That's it. I don't need all the extra personal crap. But you see how it can get confusing because they have their own little thing going on. There's her relearning and reassessments, whatever that says. So we'll click on it. Welcome. Please find your class at the top and click on it. So she's 7th grade ELA, and I'm telling you, a lot of this is confusing. Last year they just had it in the regular message thread, like it was just a topic thread. That's it. So now you just have to go to their message board and start clicking on things to figure it out. So study guide, extra credit to raise their grade, and then they can do the relearning. They can get extra credit in relearning. Tells you the purpose. This will count for sample work. Completing this will allow you to raise your quick check grades. Google form can potentially raise your grade to 100%. So there's things that you can do. If you can't go back and do the other ones, they'll give you additional options to just try and raise your grade. But I hope that this was a little bit helpful, and if you have any more questions about any of it, just let me know. Sorry if I move too quickly or I don't make sense.